A recent survey of college students found that a whopping 96% would prefer to have no debt at all. Yet if debt is so bad, why do Fortune 500 companies regularly carry debts even when they have plenty of cash in the bank? The truth is, for many companies, debt is a useful tool. Taking it on provides a financial cushion during emergencies or extra cash for when big opportunities arrive. So what can debt do for you? Well, used cleverly, it can allow you to increase your wealth and income through buying assets without the need of putting up your own hard cash in return. I'm Will, and I teach people about investing, personal finance, and money. I've walked the path you seek, and today I have several businesses and investments that provide me income every single month, meaning I never have to work another day in my life. If you plan on becoming financially free, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you find this video valuable. Now, don't be reckless with debt. If you're going to play this game, you need to know the rules. Step 1. Cut the dead weight, starting with high-interest debt. If you're carrying balances on your credit cards and letting them accrue interest, then you're basically flushing money down the toilet. Instead of trying to make the banks richer, you need to direct your funds to annihilate that high-interest debt. Aim at the highest interest card first and just go down the list. Stop using those plastic traps until they're back to a zero balance. Let me be clear. Credit cards are not the devil. Used right, they can improve your credit score, boost your cash flow, and even score you some nice rewards. But here's the catch. If you're carrying a balance month to month, you're not using it right. The interest will eat up any rewards or benefits you think you're gaining. Switch to debit or cash card until you've mastered the art of credit. Because if you're paying interest, you're not mastering anything. You're being mastered. If you're serious about skyrocketing your net worth, then this is non-negotiable. Taking control of your debt is the first step to taking control of your financial future. So make the choice. Do you want to keep crawling, or are you ready to fly? Now that we've tackled the elephant in the room, high-interest debt, let's talk about Step 2. Your safety net. Yeah, you can't play the financial game without some reserves in your corner. If you think you're going to jump into leveraging debt without a safety net, you're not just playing with fire, you're dancing in a field of landmines. So here's the deal. Start stashing away 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. Why? Because life happens. Your car breaks down, you lose your job, or the boiler stops working. Whatever it is, you don't want to be scrambling back into the debt hole just to survive. Contribute something, anything, to this emergency fund every single month. And don't neglect your retirement account either. Now, you can't be so focused on paying off debt that you forget your other financial goals. John McCafferty, Director of Financial Planning at Elderman Financial Engines, puts it like this. Don't adopt an all-or-nothing approach when it comes to debt. Don't let it take up all the room in your financial life. So let's recap. High-interest debt, annihilate it. Safety net, build it. All right, now let's get to the guts of the matter. Taking on new debt, because you'll need to if you want to make some real moves. Step 3. Plan to pay it back. If you're taking on new debt without a solid, foolproof plan to pay it back, then you're setting yourself up for failure. First, think, can I pay this back? Whether you're investing in a small business or real estate or stocks, you need to run the numbers. And don't give me any of that optimistic everything will work out nonsense. You need hard facts and figures, especially when using debt. For example, if you're getting a student loan, what's your projected salary post-graduation? Will it allow you to pay off that loan without having to live on instant noodles for the rest of your life? Don't be careless. You should only be taking on additional debt when you've done the math and know without a shadow of a doubt that you have or will have the resources to handle it. You need a plan, not just good intentions or wishful thinking. And if you're taking on debt to fund a business venture, make sure it's a venture that has actual profit potential, not just a hobby you're passionate about. The key is to have a game plan for how you're going to tackle it head-on and come out on top. Because debt without a strategy is a ticking time bomb, and trust me, you don't want to be there when it goes off. Do it right or don't do it at all. Your call. If you're serious about this stuff, you may want to read the book by Thomas J. Anderson on the value of debt in building wealth. He answers some important questions like should you rent or buy? How important is liquidity? And how much debt should you have? Click the link in the description to check it out. Step 4. Prioritize eliminating good debt over investment. Everyone is so eager to pay off their so-called good debt, and they think they're being financially savvy doing it. Let me burst that bubble for you. Sometimes you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Take mortgages, for example. If you were smart enough to lock in a low interest rate, say something around 3%, what's the rush in paying that off? You've got other places to put that money where it can work much harder for you. I'm talking about high-yield savings accounts, real estate, or even better, the stock market. The stock market historically churns out an average of 8% to 10% per year. So let's do some simple math. If your mortgage interest is less than that, why on earth would you rush to pay it off? Now, the market is unpredictable, I get it. But if you don't need that money in the immediate future, investments like the stock market could be a great playground for your cash. Also, even a high-yield savings account offering a 4% interest rate gives you a better return than paying off a 3% mortgage. So here's the takeaway. Not all debt is created equal, and not all debt needs to be exterminated like it's a house on fire. Some debts, the so-called good debts, can actually be beneficial for your overall financial strategy because they allow you to have more cash to invest in other assets. But remember, this isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. What works for one person might not work for another, so tailor your strategy to fit your unique financial landscape. And before you start throwing money at your good debts, think twice. Could that money be earning you a higher return somewhere else? If the answer is yes, then redirect that cash flow and let it build your wealth instead of just reducing your liabilities. I've given you the playbook. Now it's on you to execute the game plan. You can either continue to let debt dominate you, or you can turn the tables and use it to fuel your rise to financial freedom. So what's it going to be? Are you going to cower in the corner, afraid of the very tools that could elevate your financial game? Or are you going to take charge, strategize, and use debt as the asset it can be? I've made my choice, and look where it's gotten me. Now it's your turn. Debt can either build or destroy. The difference lies in the skill of the person using it. So don't be an amateur. If you're going to use debt, use it like a pro, strategically, judiciously, and with a calculated purpose. Financial freedom isn't going to just fall into your lap. You have to build it, brick by brick. And sometimes debt is one of those bricks. Use it wisely, and you'll construct an empire. Misuse it, and you'll be buried in the ruins of what could have been. Your move. Check out this video next if you're serious about achieving financial freedom.